Every time you wait for someone else's yes before you move, you hand them control of your growth. And if you're already successful, you're probably still doing this, just in ways that are harder to spot. And you're already making money. You've got clients, you know what you're doing. But somewhere along the way, growth started feeling harder than it should. You stall on decisions, your confidence dips when it's time to make a big move, or when you've got more eyes on you, and it doesn't quite feel like the freedom you thought success would give you. So here's why you're seeking approval in sophisticated ways that are keeping you from your next level of growth. So in this video, I'm breaking down how this pattern shows up for successful entrepreneurs and what to do instead. When you're early in business, approval seeking is quite obvious. You're asking your parents if it's a good idea, your partner if you should invest, your friends if they think it'll work. You're checking if your audience likes your posts or videos or your appearance before you feel confident enough to show up again. But once you've achieved some success, the approval seeking doesn't disappear, it just gets more sophisticated. So now it looks more like hesitating to raise your rates until you see others in your niche doing it first. It looks like delaying that rebrand or pivot until you get validation from your business network. It's avoiding the bolder visibility moves, the podcast tours, the speaking gigs, the thought leadership, because you don't feel there yet. Or maybe you do show up, but then you catch yourself refreshing the comments, checking the likes, measuring your words by how people respond. Because with more eyes on you, the stakes suddenly feel higher. So you pull back, you edit yourself, you play it safer, making sure that no one gets too uncomfortable with your message. It's second-guessing your strategic decisions after talking to too many people. Waiting for your offer to be absolutely perfect before launching because you're worried about what people will think, especially now that you've built a reputation. And here's what makes it so tricky. It feels strategic. It feels like you're being thorough, like you're gathering input, like you're making informed decisions. But what you're actually doing is outsourcing your confidence and handing away your authority. You're giving other people who aren't even walking your path, decision-making power over your future. I work with women who've already built successful businesses. They're making money, they know their industry, they know their strategy. But when it comes to their bigger vision, the scale they want to reach, the leadership position they want to step into, and the impact that they want to make, they still hesitate. Not because they don't know what to do, but because they're unconsciously waiting for approval from people who can't actually give it to them. They ask for advice from multiple coaches, peers, mentors, all qualified, all successful, but each walking a completely different path. One says scale fast, another warns you're moving too quickly. One tells you to niche down, another says to expand your offerings. And then there's family and friends weighing in with their own fears, disguised as concern. Are you sure you want to take that risk? Maybe you should just be happy with what you have already. And every time they do this, it's more confusion. Because when you ask 10 people for their thoughts, you get 10 different answers, right? So now you're more confused than when you started. So you do nothing. Paralysis replaces progress. And maybe they second guess what they share online. So they soften their message so it doesn't ruffle any feathers. They hold back their real perspective because more people are watching, so there's more to lose. That's how opportunities pass you by. And this is what keeps so many capable entrepreneurs stuck at comfortable success instead of breaking through to the bigger results they actually want. People give advice based on their own perspective, their own path, their own capacity, not yours. Your family and friends are often projecting their own fears. Be realistic. Don't risk what you've already built. Maybe this is enough. They're not trying to hold you back necessarily. They might be genuinely concerned, but their advice comes from their relationship with risk, not yours. But even successful peers, mentors, or business coaches, people who've achieved real results, are still giving you advice filtered through their own beliefs, values, and vision. So someone who's built their business around work-life balance will tell you to slow down. Someone who thrives on rapid growth will push you to scale faster. Someone who values deep expertise will say niche down. None of them are wrong. They're just speaking from their own path, not yours. And the cost of collecting opinions is that you shrink your vision to fit what makes sense to everyone else. Or you make decisions so that no one around you gets uncomfortable. You stay stuck at the level where your decisions don't challenge anyone's worldview, including your own. And if you're waiting for your audience's approval before you share your real self or message, you've already lost. Real impact comes from saying what needs to be said, not what gets the most likes. Leaders don't ask for permission. They speak their truth, and the right people will follow. When you water yourself down for approval, you're not leading, you're performing. And performance might get attention, sure, but it won't create the kind of growth that feels aligned, fulfilling, or free. So your next level of growth isn't supposed to make everyone comfortable. It's supposed to stretch you into the leader you are becoming. Women who break through to their next level of growth don't operate by getting everyone on board. They operate by conviction, their own conviction. They don't ask for permission. They make decisions and trust themselves to handle whatever comes. They don't seek approval from everyone around them. They trust their own judgment, and maybe they consult with people who are already where they want to be and walking a similar path. They show up with their real self and real perspective. They don't dilute their message to keep everyone comfortable or twist themselves into what they think people expect. They know that standing for something means not everyone will agree, and they're okay with that. They don't wait for everyone to agree before they move. And if everyone does approve, you're also probably not making the kind of move that creates real breakthroughs. Because the biggest moves, the ones that actually shift your business, that make you stand out or create real impact, those always feel uncomfortable at first. So how do you break this pattern? Start by asking yourself, whose opinion am I actually seeking right now? And more importantly, why? Because sometimes you genuinely need input, right? Maybe you're consulting a lawyer on contracts, or an accountant on tax strategy, or a mentor on team structure. That's smart. That's using expertise where it matters. But if you're asking for approval on your vision, on your next decision, or the new direction you want to take, that's different. Because even people who've achieved massive success in their own way can't tell you what's right for your way, for your path. They have different values, different priorities, different definitions of success. Someone who values freedom above all else will give you different advice than someone who values impact. Someone who's built for rapid expansion will push differently than someone who prioritizes safe sustainability. None of them can tell you what is right for you. So what it comes down to is this: are you looking for expertise in an area that you're not skilled in? Or are you looking for someone to tell you it's okay to trust yourself? Do you need genuine advice? Or are you looking for permission? If it's advice on something tactical, specific, in someone else's areas of expertise, get it. But if it's permission to trust yourself and your judgment, to take the leap, to step into your bigger vision, that only comes from you. And again, it's the same with visibility. If you wait for approval before you share your real self, before you step into thought leadership, before you say the thing that won't land with everyone, you'll keep editing yourself forever. And that's not leadership. You are the authority on your own business and path. And you are the only one who can back yourself and the decisions that create your vision. Approval seeking doesn't just keep you stuck at your current success level. It keeps you from stepping into true leadership, your future self, and the freedom you're actually here to create, right? Leaders don't wait for everyone to agree or approve. They operate by conviction. They make decisions that others don't always understand, and they trust themselves to figure it out as they go. Your next level of growth requires exactly this kind of leadership. It requires you to back your own decisions, even when your current circle doesn't fully get them. It requires you to trust your own vision more than the opinions of people who aren't building what you are building. And it means showing up as your real self and with your real message, even when you know that not everyone's going to like it, even when more eyes are on you and it feels like there's more at stake. That's the identity shift from capable entrepreneur to visionary leader, from waiting for validation to trusting yourself. That shift is what creates the alignment, the fulfillment, and the bigger success you're here to create. It's about following your own path, creating real freedom, both financial and internal. Because financial freedom without internal freedom doesn't actually feel good. So here's a question I'll leave with you. What's one approval pattern you are going to work on shifting? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to know. And subscribe for more on building the kind of success that actually feels good. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can do anything. Bye, and I'll see you next time.